everybody, I'm Quinn.
And I'm Scott. Welcome to the Almost Friday Show. It's May 6, 2010.
In Off the Press this week, we talk about the Eurovision application.
In the gutters, we're talking about Iron Man, very appropriate, Armory Wars.
In Tech Insight this week, we're going to talk about the CRTC and wanting to charge you for everything you use.
Yeah, it's not going to be... It could be good, it could be bad, and we'll tell you why in a little bit. Then we're going behind the lens, and we're talking about possibly the most ridiculous thing in photography I've ever seen in my life. It's an auto-leveling device.
For your tripod.
Or not.
It's whatever you need to level, really.
Well, cameras, mostly.
Mostly. In Mad Science, we're going to look at Sean's new favorite underground layer.
And then on Law of the Week, we're talking about a new workout strategy for white women.
Because, they're always looking for the new best workout strategy.
And apparently there's a very innovative, cost-effective maybe kind of way to do it.
Definitely. But now, it's on to the beer review.
So this week, this is more from my random pickings from the LCBO. This is Boris. It's a beer made in France. So far, I don't like it at all.
It sucks! It's like paint.
Yeah, no one here really liked it. I do like the Alsatian flask, though. I don't know what that means, but it sounds cool.
The artwork on the can is cool.
The can's really awesome. I don't know. The can's pretty cool.
It's one of those traps where you buy the beer based on how interesting it seems.
That's pretty much what I did, because I was like, ooh, that's a pretty looking can, so I bought it, and yeah.
So don't recommend it? What's its rating?
I'm giving it one empty bottle out of a 2-4.
All right.
And maybe like a stinky sock in the bottle.
Oh, that's a pretty terrible bottle. It's a pretty terrible beer.
That's what it tastes like.
All right, well, without further ado, it's Off the Press. Hey, everybody, this is Off the Press, and we're going to start it off with that dude that likes to fight crime and mimic bats.
Batman?
That's his name. I always forget.
Whatever. It's not that important. Whatever.
It's not like he's a big superhero or anything.
No, it's not like he's got a movie coming out in 2012.
For like the 12th time.
12th time. Whatever. So Chris Nolan, who did the last 2 Batman movies.
Okay.
Yeah, he's going to be directing the new Batman movie. There's no title yet. There's only a release date of July 20th, 2012.
So we got a little while to wait.
A pretty long while to wait. And all we know is that right now it's not going to be in 3D.
All right. Well, that's kind of surprising. Well, I mean, it's not surprising. No. It's probably better because, then it'd just be like, kapow, and it'd just be like, ding, really, Batman? I had high hopes. But Christopher Nolan wouldn't do that.
No,
Christopher Nolan's actually a really good filmmaker.
He is.
And makes really good stuff other than Batman. Everyone knows him for Batman now, but he makes other really good movies.
True.
He's got Inception coming out soon with...
that's the crazy one.
Yeah, with Leonardo DiCaprio and Ellen Page, the girl from Juno.
Yeah.
And that also looks really good. It has some very Batman-like filming in it too, though. So I'm not surprised he's not doing 3D.
No. And
quite frankly, it's for the better.
Well, it could be one of those things that'll be changed at the last minute and they'll add 3D in post, and it would be awful. But
absolutely.
It's possible. It's coming out in 2012. So moving on.
By then, it'll be 5D. Let's be realistic.
Yeah, obviously. So moving on.
You'll be sitting there, and they'll just be piping smells into your ears.
What?
They'll figure out a way to make it work. I swear.
Okay, so no, Sean. So StarCraft 2, something that's not vaporware. It's supposed to be coming out July 27th of this year.
Yep. So the entire world is crumbling underneath our feet because there's actually a release date for this game that's been in development for 7.5 centuries.
And by entire world, you mean South Korea.
Yeah, well,
Yeah.
I've got a couple of friends that have jumped on the beta. They really like it. It's pretty. I've seen the game.
Yeah,
it's definitely nicer looking
really
than
nice.
the first one. Some pretty cool new units and some new features.
I haven't actually played the beta. I'm actually in the beta. I haven't actually played it. But I've been told that StarCraft 2 takes all the crap in StarCraft 1, kicks it out, and replaces it with gorgeous, really easy to play.
Yeah, I've heard some of the problems with StarCraft 1 as far as unit management and stuff like that have been solved now, and so that everything's better done, which is good. I'm not a huge StarCraft fan.
Neither am I, but
StarCraft. Not good with my words today, apparently.
So the regular version is going to be on sale for $59.99 US. Collector's edition, $99.99 US. What's in the collector's edition? Well, they're going to do what Blizzard always puts in the collector's edition: have an art book, a an art book, an in-game pet for World of Warcraft for some reason.
If you're not playing World of Warcraft, you will be now.
Yeah, some BattleNet exclusive stuff. The soundtrack. There's going to be the Starcraft comic. And this one's really cool. It's a 2 gig flash drive preloaded with Starcraft 1 and the expansion, and it's in the shape of like a dog tag of one of the main Terran characters. Scott is really excited right now.
I'm totally buying that.
For $100?
200.
Make it happen, Scott.
You listening, Blizzard? He's willing to pay twice the price you're currently asking.
Well, in Canada, the collector's editions are usually about $130 Canadian. So.
Well, good on you then, Blizzard. Good on you.
Yeah. Moving on. A couple of weeks ago, we reported that Hugo Weaving was in talks to be the Red Skull in Captain America. Now it's been confirmed that he is the Red Skull.
I've noticed that that's a very popular Twitter trending topic recently.
Captain America?
No, specifically Red Skull has
Really?
shown up as a trending topic a couple of times that I've seen the hot topics, and I'm like, that's kind of surprising, and it's interesting to see
is.
that above a lot of other things like
Justin Bieber.
Exactly. Justin Bieber will not be a trending topic because there's 1.5 million little girls that would kill their families to meet him personally. Which just points out how sad this world is. But we get redemption when things like, the Red Skull end up being trending topics as well.
So, Hugo Weaving, King of the Nerds, kind of looking forward to him being Red Skull. I'm pretty confident he'll play it really well. It seems like his type of character, so.
Yeah. I think he's a pretty solid actor, so
Yeah.
I got high hopes for him carrying that role. Now, if you're a huge fan of American Idol, this probably isn't for you because you'll think it's stupid. However, if you hate American Idol because, quite frankly, there isn't enough bad Euro in it, then maybe this is exactly what you're looking for.
It's not all bad. Seriously, okay? So Eurovision is kind of like the really, really big American Idol that takes place in Europe, and it's a battle between countries, okay? They released an iPhone app. It's all right. It's a good way of keeping track of all the contestants of who's representing what country.
And who's still in the game and stuff.
And who's still in the game, yeah. There's not much to it. Like, I was expecting a lot more music videos or, like, previews of songs, but it's basically just a link to a lot of interviews, a lot of some behind-the-scenes rehearsals and stuff, and then this is kind of cool. There's a link to the iTunes store where you can buy all the singles, but they don't have a link to buy the whole Eurovision album. That might just be like a regional thing where it's not available in North America, but I don't know. The app is all right. I guess it's useful, good to have, but
it's free, right?
Yeah.
So if you like Eurovision, it's probably worth checking out just to maybe get a little bit of more in-depth. But if you have no idea what Eurovision is, you're not missing out.
If you have no idea what Eurovision is, this is kind of really cool and something that a lot of streaming video sites can learn from. So Eurovision is not available on TV in most of the world except for Europe, but they are really good at supporting streaming their show.
Okay.
So last year, my brother and I and some of his friends, we just watched it officially on the website without doing anything illegal. It's usually posted about an hour after it ends each night.
Cool.
And it's a lot of fun. It's just right on the website. You just download a little plugin and away you go.
So if you want the European take on American Idol, go check out Eurovision.
It's much better.
That wraps up Off the Press this week, and we'll be right back with From the Gutters.
Good evening, everybody. I'm Dave.
I'm Sean.
And this is From the Gutters. This week we're going to be talking about a book called Armory Wars. It is an Iron Man book. It is sort of what the second Iron Man movie is inspired by, shall we say. Armory Wars, the book, has to do with a part where Iron Man he discovers that his technology, his Iron Man technology, is being used by various criminals, and he later finds out that it's being used by the U.S. government, and he has to go and he finds out that people are getting hurt while criminals and the government are using his technology. So he goes on this big crusade to get all of his technology back, and in one part of it, he's like, okay, I'm I think this person's using it. I think that person's using it. So he makes a list. And then eventually he's like, you know what? Everyone who uses tech, I'm just going after them. I'm going to go after anybody who has a power suit of any kind. And eventually he comes into this big confrontation with a bad guy named Firepower. And
I love the names.
it was the 80s. It was the late 80s. And that was a very cheesy kind of era for comics.
Cheesy for everything.
Yeah. For instance, in one part of the book, well, during the whole book, Tony's got a mullet, which is pretty hot. Not really. And Rhodey's got that box cut,
Oh yeah, wonderful.
which is sweet. Anyway, do you have to read this book? Absolutely not.
What would you give it a rating of?
No, okay. No, part of the problem is that this is a product of its time. The 80s, the late 80s especially, comics didn't, to my mind, really know where they were. They didn't know what they were doing. The people creating comics didn't really know what they were doing. They were approaching a big bang, and so they were just starting to spit comics out. They didn't have to be good comics. So eventually they did find their identity, and it ended up producing what we have today for comics, which I think is a good thing. At any rate, the artist for most of this is, my goodness, I can't remember his name now. Bright, Mr. Bright. And the artist, now there isn't an epilogue at the end that was written by Michelini and illustrated by Barry Windsor Smith, who was kind of a legendary artist. But here we go. Here's the cover. And this is Iron Man, Armory Wars. Now the part at the end, oops, I just ripped a copy of the, anyway. So we have Barry Windsor Smith's art. I love Barry Windsor Smith's art. It's just so nice. And there's,
That looks a lot better than the rest of the comic.
the rest of the comic is kind of,
Yeah.
eh.
Like that actually looks rather palatable, actually.
So nice, so nice. If I was to mark this being conscious of it being a product of its time, I would give it probably a C plus. Reading it as a book, being released with other contemporaries, with stuff that's being released now, I would probably give it a D minus. The writing is not skilled, and I would say that the dialogue is pretty rough. Now, that leads into the movie, which I and a few other people were lucky enough to see last night.
I was not one of them who was lucky.
No.
And I really want to see it because I love Iron Man.
But you'll be able to see it soon.
Yeah.
So, it's interesting for myself, and I did talk it over with a few other people. This movie really was a longer version of the trailer, which is cool because I enjoyed the trailer a great deal.
It was actually pretty good. Like it didn't give much away, but at the same time, it showed enough that it was like, I gotta see this movie.
It was, yeah, it was. The trailer was enough to keep us really interested, hooked on the idea. It's Marvel. You have to stay through the credits, just so you know.
Again?
It's rough because I really had to go to the washroom at the end of this, and it was like, I really gotta go. I gotta go. There better be something at the end of this, something really worthwhile.
And was it worth it?
I'm glad I stayed.
Okay.
I don't want to talk about I don't want to talk about the movie because I'm really bad at spoilers. But like I said, it's a much longer trailer. I recommend it. A lot of action scenes. I recommend seeing it on the big screen. So, now we're going to get into a different part. And I got Mr. Mad Science here. Stark Tech, what do you think of in terms of...
Well, there was one thing I did see, a clip when I was looking around for just clips, because I didn't want to spoil the movie for myself. It's on the web everywhere. You can download this already as a cam. You can watch it online as a cam and stream it. So there was a clip I saw as just for instance. I think it was when they were showing the different suits around the world. So there was the one in Korea. It was a pretty long clip.
Yeah.
I saw this clip. It was they were showing an armored suit in Korea. It fell over and killed everybody in the area with its machine gun. Okay, here's the thing. This is where reality unfortunately sets in, because there have been powered suits in the past. These have been making a bit of a comeback, especially since the first movie, because people are like, shit, we haven't done that forever. We should start up on that again.
Get her going.
Yeah, basically the best example had to be for failure of those suits was definitely the Hammer guys company, where the dude like twists in half.
Yeah.
Because that happened with the Hardy Man in the 60s.
Oh, yeah.
If that thing lost power, you lost your limbs. You lost your arms, and it would fall backwards and pivot, so you could break your back.
So it'd bend at the waist and snap you in it.
Exactly. It weighed tons. It did not weigh a ton. It weighed tons. And the power to drive it was immense. So even today, feasibility of power, main problem.
So it's the
Power
powering
source.
that's the problem. In terms of now, okay, you remember the parts when they were looking at they took some of the paneling off, and you saw some of the
bits.
inner stuff.
Yeah.
Realistic at all? If you were going to make an exoskeleton, is that how you would do it?
If I was going to be doing it, I mean, the main things that I'd be worrying about.
Or is it? Sorry. The question is. Let's accept that this is future tech.
Okay.
Something that we don't have.
But it could
Do you
happen.
think that the tech that we have now will lead to what was pictured in what we saw in the first movie?
In the first
repulsors,
movie,
are repulsors? We'll get into repulsors later.
yeah,
But-
that'll be
but the
something
tech
for
now-
maybe another show, because that is something I would like to research into.
Oh, maybe next week when we are
All seen it, yes.
Okay.
That would be something to really talk about. As for the actual just movement of the show itself, the movement of the actual the suits, the closest I think we would get in terms of feasibility wouldn't be anywhere near the elegance of Tony Stark's.
Okay.
It's just the technology we have this time is not power efficient enough, and it is not small enough.
Okay.
So you wouldn't have that, because I mean, technically speaking, he'd be about half his size. Like, he'd be increased by about maybe a couple times.
You wouldn't look slick like
No, you wouldn't. You'd look
You
like
would have those really narrow hips.
No, you would. You'd look pretty chunky.
Okay.
You
cool.
look like basically the one from Korea.
Cool.
Yeah.
All right. That's it this week. Thank you, Sean, for joining me.
Thank you for having me.
And that's it from the gutters.
Hey everybody, welcome to Tech Insight. We're talking browser market share off the
Yeah.
top. So I guess whatever organization, Net Applications,
Something like that, yeah.
did their quarterly or whatever survey of a browser market share. Different results.
Kind of surprising results this time around. So IE has dropped below 60%, and that's kind of a really big deal.
So as you can see, this is since January 2009.
Yep.
They were well up at 70% at that point.
Yeah.
And now they're below 60%. Now still
Just below 60%.
Yeah, 59.9%.
Yep.
Is their current market share. Firefox saw gains, Chrome saw gains. Safari and Opera, I think, were pretty static.
Yeah,
Yeah, they don't look like they move much.
not really.
But
no.
and Chrome has officially overtaken Safari for 3-4 quarters in a row,
Yes.
which is pretty cool.
Yeah, Firefox is at 24.5%, Chrome's at 6.7%, and Safari's at 4.7%. So it's not a lot, but they're gaining on Microsoft, which has the 59.9%.
Yeah, and I mean, realistically, everyone's making a big headline about Microsoft dropping below 60. Well,
It's not, well,
they're still 60% market share.
exactly, yeah.
I
Which
mean-
is down from like 90-something percent in
Yeah,
2003.
because I
so.
mean, all the corporations are still using IE, and that's not going to change anytime soon.
Nope.
Because
No.
they don't want to support two browsers. They have Microsoft servers. Let's just stick with
Yeah,
IE.
exactly.
I do think it's interesting that Chrome just kind of came into the market and is now third place.
Yeah, it's actually really weird how quickly it ballooned and how quickly people
Well,
really
the-
started to adapt to it.
For Google, the
Google's
Google
power.
property, yeah. So
Yeah.
that would be.
I mean, I use Chrome.
I started using Chrome like the first week it came out, and then I started loving it after that. So.
We got into a fight and I stopped using it, but I'll probably start it again.
I can't use Firefox anymore.
No, I can't.
Like I'd use Internet Explorer before I use Firefox now.
Oh, wow.
Oh, wow.
Dude, Firefox is slow.
Yeah, I know.
It's really slow. Yeah,
It is
it's
slow,
really-
but
yeah.
you know what? Ouch.
It's
IE9? Ooh.
9's not out yet, okay.
I got the beta.
Yeah, the beta one, yeah, it's a little weird.
Yeah.
So we're gonna go a little Canadian on you. So we talked before in the audio show about Bill C-61, which was this new copyright law.
Yep.
That got canned because of the last election Harper called. So it was like one of the only good things to come out of that whole ordeal.
Yeah.
There's rumors that a new bill similar to that one is rumors. No one's actually. There will be a bill addressing copyright issues.
Yes.
The actual stance on the bill is undetermined at this point.
Although they were saying that it is rumored that Prime Minister Harper is going to be moving toward in favor of this one.
It's rumored to be anti-consumer.
Yes.
So basically,
That's the
what
word.
they're saying it's going to be is it's going to start stripping away your rights to back up your media by circumventing copyrights.
Yeah.
Or protections. Like right now, it's not illegal to rip a DVD in Canada.
Okay.
There's no law against it.
Yeah.
But you are circumventing a protection when you do that. They're going to put laws in place so that if you do circumvent protection, like on DVDs or DMRM'd media
Media.
files,
Okay.
that will become illegal.
Now, here's my question, and it's always been this: is how the hell are they going to know? I mean,
It's not going
it's
to
not
be
active. I know that.
it's not
but
going to be a
just-
criminal law necessarily, but
Yeah.
I mean, if they go in and
Oh, will this be like
can
when-
get a
if-
warrant for something and
Yeah.
that's on your
Ah,
computer,
okay.
they can slap that on you.
So
as
like,
well,
what
kind
if
of thing.
like you're crossing the border? Let's say you're coming home from the States and you're crossing the Canadian side, and they're like, oh, we want to see your laptop, random laptop checks, and they find it, you'd be fucked.
More or less. I mean,
Okay.
I don't know whether it's going to be a criminal charge, whether it's going to be a civil charge. There's no. I mean, this isn't the bill yet. This
Yeah.
is just
It's
what analysts
what
are
they're
likely
proposing.
saying is coming, and it's going to cover probably a lot more than that because
Yeah.
Canada's copyright laws have not been changed in a very long time.
No, they're saying it's going to be a complete and utter overhaul of the whole of our original laws of that. So
Oh wow.
Yeah,
yeah, like there's a lot that's coming in. It's not just for digital media. It's not for music. It's not for just things that you can find digitally.
No, this
on,
is
on the internet.
copyright in general.
Sure.
Everything.
And apparently they did public consultations last year, which I
I don't know. Did you guys get the notice?
apparently
I didn't
two
get a
different
notice.
ministers. I know it was the industry minister, and I can't
Heritage.
remember. Yeah, you're right. The heritage minister did separate public surveys, and oddly enough, the industry minister came out pro-consumer.
Yeah.
Which I was like, because he's Tony Clement.
Yeah.
Industry ministry, fairly conservative-minded. I mean, he's up there in the conservative caucus, but he came out saying, "Look, this is what the people want. They don't want these crazy restrictions.
Yeah.
They don't want to feel like they're breaking the law for things that they've been doing forever."
But just because he's ripping DVDs and
I mean, who
buying
knows?
music
and then the heritage minister came out on the other side of the ball, and basically what's going down is all the analysts are saying, "Look, Harper's going to side with the heritage
To be
minister."
completely
So-
honest, it's the heritage minister. I'm not surprised.
yeah.
So
what they do.
we'll see what happens when this bill gets tabled. It should be tabled in the summer session of Parliament.
Yeah.
Right.
So we'll obviously keep you up to date on that. More recent news: the CRTC finally made a decision on something. They have allowed, as per request from Bell Canada, to allow usage-based billing. So Bell Canada and other telcos, this is not exclusive to them, can now charge you on a bandwidth basis solely. Good sides, bad sides.
Good side of usage-based billing is kind of like your cell phone. If you got like a cell phone data plan, you pay. That is if they're going to be doing like the monthly. Still, you're on a contract. You pay this flat rate.
Yeah.
However, we'll also be charging you as per your data.
See, yeah. So basically, what Bell came out and said in response to this is that we're going to keep going with our flat rate plans like we have, and then charge you per your extra up to a limit. Now that's kind of almost like they have it
That's
now.
what Rogers is
That's
doing.
kind of what Rogers is doing.
But where it gets different is Bell and Telus and other big telcos, not Rogers. Well, not so much Rogers.
Yeah.
They lease out their big lines to smaller companies,
Oh, okay.
like TechSavvy is an internet provider.
Yeah.
Leasing line space from Bell. Bell can now charge them
Usage-based.
usage-based.
Aw.
Now, a lot of those guys, give unlimited bandwidth on their plans because they are speed capped by Bell.
Yep.
Yes.
Bell says, look, there are lines. We have to have a competitive advantage. We want to have higher speeds on our lines. You can only have 5 megabits, I believe it is.
Yeah.
But now they're going to be able, I mean, there's no advantage to going to these ISPs anymore, is what
Because-
the little guys are arguing. Because, like, look, if you're going to pay the same for bandwidth as you will from Bell,
What's the point of? There's no competitive edge
exactly,
anymore.
why would you come to us for $5 less and give unlimited bandwidth? You can't do that anymore.
Basically, what's happened is it's going to become one of those things where CRT is going to make this decision thinking it's for the best, but they are not thinking about everyone else. I'm sure we're going to see a court case come up about this because, or at least to bring mention to.
I wouldn't be surprised. They've kind of been pushed this way by the government, which I don't like. The CRTC is supposed to be an independent body. It's not the government.
Yeah.
And most people don't realize that. It's not. It's an independent body that's supposed to make these decisions in best interest of the market.
The only thing is, though, unfortunately in latter years, the government's moving more and more involved in the data areas. of
Like
things.
where they allowed Win Mobile to exist.
Yes.
Which I'm happy that the company exists, but I really don't think the government should have stepped in.
No, they shouldn't have.
But
Not their jurisdiction.
so this will be interesting to see what happens. There is a caveat on the decision that Bell has to, or any other provider. It's mostly Bell because Bell made this request to be able to bill this way to the CRTC. Bell has to have all of their retail customers, so that's us, on a usage-based plan. So if there is no cap on your current plan, fight the power.
Yeah.
Because right now I have unlimited internet connection. They can never charge me for my bandwidth. I pay them a flat rate. No matter what that flat rate is, I get an unlimited amount of data. So that's not usage-based billing. If you have a cap, that's usage-based billing.
What Scott's basically saying, I'm going to put it in the vernacular, don't let Bell push you over the barrel and don't take it.
Because what they have been doing is they make money off this extra bandwidth.
Yeah.
So they've been calling me, and I know a few other people, saying, look, we can get you a faster connection.
At this cap.
Well, no,
Yeah.
they don't say that
the
part.
cap.
No, but it would be in there.
But there would be a cap because all their current services have caps.
Yep.
So if you don't want the cap and you want to resist this movement to usage-based billing for whatever reason, stick with your unlimited cap. They can't force you to change.
No. And pay attention to that because Rogers actually did that. Like
Rogers
Sam,
might.
we didn't.
Rogers, I don't know what their terms of service are like. They might not have that grandfather clause.
They incidentally did.
They did. Your grandfather did at
Exactly.
60 gigs a month. With I don't think there's a limit for how much I can charge you when you're going over.
Not
that's the
anymore.
thing.
Not
Not anymore. Okay,
They
because
used to be $25 maximum.
because last
That
time I went
exists.
over.
That exists on new plans.
Yes.
Okay, good. Okay.
So if you don't have that limit, go get a new plan.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay.
'Cause-
Because last time I went over, it was like $50 over. I'm like, okay, this is
No, it is
Okay.
something that needs to
And
be
that,
argued.
that's built into this. No, forget Rogers. This has nothing to do with
no,
this.
no, but
it's
that's our own bias coming in.
Yeah.
It's not. They're not a telco.
No.
No, they're really not.
They run their own lines, and this isn't a big deal for Rogers because they own all their own lines. They're not wholesaling to anyone.
Oh, okay.
So they can do whatever they want. Bell technically can do whatever they want to their own customers, but they can't to their wholesalers, and therefore they have to keep that area equal.
Yes.
So it's a really muddy water in terms of telcos because they're leasing lines.
So check into that if you're on one of those.
So it'll be
Sister
interesting.
companies?
There is. I'm sure this isn't the last that we heard of the small companies.
No.
They're probably going to fight it. They don't really have a leg to stand on. But they're going
Unfortunately.
to try. The only problem is if this was at a reasonable price, it wouldn't be a big deal.
No.
But they're charging way more per gigabyte than what is actually costing them, which is where the small companies have beef. Really, if you switch over to usage-based billing, you only pay for as much gas as you use.
Yes.
It's a pretty standard pricing model for everything we do. I don't see why it shouldn't apply to bandwidth, as long as the prices are reasonable. If the prices aren't reasonable, then it's not necessarily a bad thing, unless the companies choose to gorge you.
Exactly.
So-
I mean, if they're charging $1 a gigabyte, then
We'll keep you updated and see what happens.
yeah.
A few quick notes to end off the segment. Skype is finally having group video chat, so that should be coming out in the next
Awesome.
rev soon-ish. There's no word whether it'll do their HD chat. So they have HD video chat one-on-one. There's no word if the party will include that or not, and it'll have up to 5 participants.
That's
Oh,
kinda
cool.
actually.
So that'll be pretty cool. I look forward to see how that works. I'll have to play with it.
Great for conferencing now.
Yeah,
Great for a podcast.
great for free teleconferencing.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Because that's really expensive.
It really is.
Steam for Mac, which we've talked about on and off, finally has a release date, May 12th.
Valve time.
Next Wednesday.
Valve, I love you. Please, please, do not screw this up. Please have it on the 12th. Ever since it's been announced, I've been quite excited because
They said end of April.
Actually, they
It's
started
better-
mid-April,
Yeah.
then it became end of April. Now it's May 12th.
And
It's better than Blizzard, okay?
Yes, it is better than Blizzard.
We brought StarCraft 2 earlier, so
Yeah.
another exciting point is there's been screenshots of Linux clients.
Yes, that was the other interesting thing because since they made it for Mac, it's a Unix base. It's not that far to go back into Linux.
It should be interesting. I would love to see this on Linux because then I could actually, stand to have a Linux desktop running for more than a couple weeks.
I think that's the best thing about what Valve's doing. But you know what? We'll get into that next week. I'm
When
gonna have a
Sean's
review
gonna,
on it.
Sean's gonna be like the first guy to have it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So we'll definitely get your view on how that
we'll
plays.
barely be able to pry his laptop from his hands.
Cold dead hand.
Lastly, last week we told you the Courier was dead. Well, now there's rumors. This is not official like the Courier. There's rumors that the Slate is dead.
Oh, really?
That's the HP.
That's the HP tablet that had a price and a release date and
Yeah.
specs. HP's had no official comment, but more or less the analysts are saying, yeah, they were building that. They're building a device around Windows 7, if you didn't know, which I was kind of excited for because I'm an old school kind of computing guy, and I would love to just have a little tablet with Windows 7 on it.
Actually, I would really like to see that too.
Yeah, but apparently they're rejiggering it to be a Weibos tablet since they bought Palm. Yeah, that's a good idea. Why couldn't you already finish the product that you've been touting for years? I don't know.
And just release a new
Yeah.
slate or use
Maybe
the same
that's-
specs and.
Maybe that's, at the same time, that's a little bit of competition with your own product.
Oh, that's true, yeah, but
But
It's going to be interesting to see where this comes from. I think what they're also trying to do is, I'll admit, in my mind, I think they're trying to kind of avoid the iPad thing, where it's like you have 3G plus Wi-Fi or Wi-Fi. So you can choose either or.
that's that argument was made on a few other podcasts I listened to. If they have the Slate with 7 or the Slate with WebOS, and then you're in Best Buy and you're like, I don't really know, and then you're like, ooh, the iPad.
Yeah.
yeah.
So there's two iPads, but to most people that's not.
Yeah,
Really
it's
gonna
not
make
a
a difference.
software
Most
thing,
people,
it's a
an
hardware
iPad
base.
is an iPad.
Yeah,
Yes.
so maybe they don't want to compete with themselves, but then again, HP makes a million models of everything that's only slightly different.
Ugh.
So
Yeah.
we'll have to wait and see. But it's not official, so maybe my hopes will hold out and I can get a $400 HP tablet soon for Windows 7.
Here's hoping.
Yeah. So that's it from Text Insight this week. Next up, we're going behind the lens. Hey everybody, welcome behind the lens. Quinn's here. We don't have a camera for you this week, but we have some crazy accessories.
Yeah, so we're going to start it off with a really, really expensive tripod head.
Like really
Like
expensive.
$5,000 expensive. Which actually I've learned is not that expensive, especially when you start talking about pro video tripod heads. But this one is more so for still photos.
Yeah.
I'm totally going to mess up the name of this company, but it's Dallas, I believe. They only make this one thing, and apparently they spent the last 4 years making it. But what it is a self-leveling tripod head. So you push a little button in the middle, and it uses a whole bunch of little tiny micro motors and adjusts the tripod until it's sitting level, and you don't even have to do anything. And it does it fairly quickly, apparently.
That's pretty cool. Is this really something that's $5,000 necessary?
Well, I mean, the thing is, I've learned recently that especially when you start dealing with productions of a higher value where you might have a scene that can only happen once, let's say you were going to take pictures, or, I mean, SLRs are shooting video these days, so it's not unreasonable to put an SLR and something like that and shoot video with it. But let's say you had to have a scene where you're going to blow up a building or light a building on fire, or some sort of scene where you could really only do it once. You can't afford to mess it up. Right? So if you have something like this leveling head, although you're spending a lot of money on it, you know that you're going to get the exact shot that you need because it's precise.
However, I suppose at the point where you're going to blow up a building, you can probably drop 5Gs on a level.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, I think this head's really for the person who understands the value of spending that kind of money in a system like this. Anyway, so it levels itself by pressing a button, but then you can also use the little pad on it to adjust it various ways. If you want it to be slightly unlevel, you can level it and then micro move it a little bit. It comes with an AC adapter, but you can also buy a battery for it. The battery's an extra $500. I don't know why. It's 2,800 milliamp hours. It is 18.5 volts though, which is pretty high for a battery.
It's like a drill battery.
Yeah.
It can be modified.
if you really want to check it out, it is the only product they have, and you can buy it from their website.
If you want.
I don't really know if there's been a whole lot of reviews on it because it is the only product they have, but pretty cool stuff anyways. While we're still talking about,
Holding your
DSLR
camera.
video and that sort of thing, a lot of people like to buy rigs to shoulder mount their cameras now that they shoot video.
There were tons at CES this year.
Yeah. It's definitely a new market because they're trying to figure out ways of getting these SLRs in a more video-like scenario. Obviously, if you put it on your shoulder, it's a lot more stable, it's easier to move it around, and you're at eye level, so you're not holding your camera out like this or walking around like this all day. The problem is they get really expensive. A lot of these shoulder rigs can get, up to thousands of dollars.
Very quick.
And start at really no less than around $600 to $700. So it can be quite expensive. This guy decided instead that his father was a master carpenter, and he was going to have one built out of wood.
By his father.
So we're going to show you a little clip here. This is the finished product we'll show you and how it works. It kind of looks like a chair that's been turned into
A shoulder mount
SLR
SLR video rig.
Considering he built it out of some wood and probably less than $20 worth of small pieces, it's pretty cool stuff. So here's the clip for you.
It's a very stable construction really. You see I have it against my back, hold the two handles and use my elbows to get it even more steady. And instead of having to use my left hand to pull a follow focus or pull the focus ring, I can just hold on, and when I shoot I just use my left handlebar to adjust the focus.
So, it kind of looks like from the video you could potentially try to make one yourself.
I really like the focusing.
Yeah, his follow focus lever was really nice. Yeah. How accurate it would be in the field is
it looked
up
like
to
it was
debate.
a little rough maybe, but
again, we're talking about something that probably costs no less than $50, or no more than $50 altogether to put together. So, really awesome. Check it out the video because he also shot the documentary of it being made with his SLR. So it's a nice video just to watch how it was built too. So we're gonna have sort of a tip session this week. We're bringing back the tips. We're gonna talk about Creative Commons. Now we were talking earlier in the show about copyright, so it's fitting. Anytime you create an image, whether it's you take it with a camera or you paint something, anything like that, as soon as you've clicked that shutter button down, that photo belongs to you and is copyrighted to you. In Canada, you don't have to do anything to recognize that. It's by default, it's yours.
You created this content, it's original content, it belongs to you.
Absolutely. But there's a sort of, I guess, what are they called? They're a group, I suppose.
It's like one of those open consortium
Yeah,
things.
consortium would be a good word.
Yeah.
And it's called Creative Commons. And the idea behind Creative Commons is they're basically an additive set of rules that you can attach to your already existing copyright. It in no way replaces what the copyright already does.
No.
But is designed to sort of allow users to understand what they can use your work for.
Yeah, and it's fairly widespread across the internet, especially in the podcasting community, and a lot of the people who do a lot of online exchange of their media, photography and videos and things like that.
As a point, if you're using Flickr, you can automatically embed Creative Commons into this kind of stuff. So Creative Commons is really great because you can go to their website and you can sort of choose a couple of steps and build yourself a license that you can then get a badge and code and put it on your website. And once you have that badge on your website, someone can click on the badge and basically see a full breakdown of what your work falls under for copyright law. Now, there's a couple of things that you can choose from. The first big one is commercial or non-commercial. So if you choose to say commercial use, that means that if someone wants to come and download your photo, they can go and put it into a product that they want to sell.
And make money off it, essentially.
Exactly.
At the end of the day.
The big thing is making money regardless of how they do it. Now, most of you probably don't want to have your work used commercially because you probably worked hard to get that picture. So non-commercial is probably the better choice for most people. But if you really don't care what your work's being used for, you can choose to use commercial.
Yep.
Then there's the option of allowing derivative works to be done. You can choose non-derivative, which means that no one's allowed to edit, transform, or anything like that with your photo. Or you can choose that you allow derivative works. Now, if you choose to allow derivative works, or remixing as it's concerned, or called, I should say, you have sort of two common options, and one of them is to share, which just means that you're allowing your stuff to be
used,
edited
changed,
and everything like that. The other clause that you can put in, which I personally like because it sort of pushes the idea that we all share the content and we all have to have open access to the content, is the share alike clause. Now, what share alike means that if someone comes and takes your work and goes and edits it, and they go and put it out, they have to allow other people to take their work and edit it as well because it holds a part of yours that you want it shared. So it sort of maintains this line where all the work that gets done from your point forward will always allow to be remixed, which is, you know, a better way of sharing your content. I think
it's a nice way to continue the philosophy, kind of pay it forward kind of thing.
So it prevents the second user from cutting it off and saying, okay, no, you can't do anything with this now. Because ultimately, I feel like the mentality is if you're going to share, share always.
Yeah.
So basically, remixing is the big clause with the sharing. The other thing that you have access to when they click on this is the fair use rights, which is very important, especially if you are making a documentary or something like that. As far as grabbing an image from Google or grabbing a web clip or something like that, you have rights to use it to a certain degree, and you always do. If it's to prove a point or is used to illustrate some sort of scenario, you're allowed to use a small clip of it for a short period of time. So what's really nice is you can read up on the rules and what those apply to. And it also has some listing for moral rights, which is something that in Canada applies, but in the States does not apply.
And it should also be kind of put out that the fair use rights built into Creative Commons is really based off American copyright law.
Yes.
We don't actually have a fair use law in Canada.
Correct.
There's just kind of a blank, gray, empty space there.
Yeah.
So, I mean, realistically, it's a good doctrine to follow, even if you are in Canada making Canadian content. There's nothing to, like, fair use isn't illegal in Canada under these circumstances, but just be aware that there is no fair use law in Canada.
But what we do have in Canada is moral rights with our work, and that basically means that if someone takes your work and you've told them that they can share or share alike or edit it or anything like that, but they can go and use it and make a hate propaganda poster or something like that, and you believe that this is a morally wrong use of your work, you can ask and demand that it be taken down or removed from that work because it's against moral rights as opposed to just the fact that you said, okay, yeah, you can go and use my work.
Yeah.
So that sort of protects you if you don't want to see your work end up in something that's really, based in slander. Obviously, it's an area of judgment as to what it really is being used for. But if it's a clear and dry case that, this is a bad use of it, then you do have some ability to fight for it.
Yeah, at the end of the day, Creative Commons kind of gives you this a really good way, if someone wants to take a piece of your content and do something with it, it's really straightforwardly explained.
Yeah.
So they can say, okay, yeah, I can use this content, I can't make money off it, but I can remix it. And
I feel like as a photographer and as an artist, putting this kind of information on your website and making it available for the people that come to your website probably means you'll get a little bit more respect in the use of your work because you're saying, you know what, I don't mind that you use it, I just want you to use it this way. As opposed to being like, no, you can't have it, and then someone's like, well, out of spite, I'm just going to use it and say screw you.
It makes copyright more of a reasonable conversation as opposed to set out, like, cold ruling.
Yeah.
I think is a good
So if you want to learn more information about it or go and create a badge for your website or something like that, you can go to creativecommons.org and all the information is there for you. That wraps up this week in Behind the Lens. Up next is Sean's Mad Science.
It's kind of alive!
Nah, it's still dead.
Oh. Hi everyone, and welcome to Mad Science.
Science.
So once again, I'm joined by Dave,
That's me. Hello, I'm Dave.
my always faithful and always willing assistant.
Yes, master.
And today we've got 3 stories for you. One of them I'm only going to touch lightly on. But the first one, there's always been a little bit of an issue in areas of dry weather. You get a drought every now and then, and sometimes you need to get rain quickly. So what do you do?
Cloud bursting like in the Kate Bush video?
Sort of. What you do is, generally speaking, you would send...
Sort of?
Yeah.
Okay, I thought that was kind of an outlandish statement, but all right, no. Enlighten me.
Yeah. What you'd usually do is you take silver iodide particles, fire them into the air, and that would allow little points for water droplets to collect on. And then eventually you get a cloud, and then it rains.
Couldn't you just use like sand?
You could use sand, I guess. Really, it
I guess
just has to be any
something
particle.
really fine.
Well, it has to be really fine, but
Okay.
even then, it's just, as long as it's a fine particle, you can send it into the air, and eventually it creates a spot for water droplets to collect.
Neat. So it's a vehicle for condensation.
Essentially.
A catalyst for condensation.
Perfectly said.
Neat.
So this has always been, this has been done in Russia, China, a whole bunch of places. It is common practice, actually, and it does work. But some other scientists, some lovely scientists, have said, well, cloud seeding's all well and good. Why don't we launch a laser into the air and see what happens, yes?
Launch it. You know what? Forget it. Forget it. Forget it.
Set beam laser. And so basically they've shot a laser in lab tests and a large-scale test outside in open air into the atmosphere, and they observed that it did actually create a point where clouds could form in an otherwise cloudless area.
Okay, so now we're talking about the same kind of laser. Like, I go to the dollar store and I get this awesome laser pointer that has like kittens and.
Well, we're talking about a 220 pulsed or 220 milliwatt pulse laser going at about 200 femtoseconds per pulse. So infinitesimal, you can't even think of that. Like any electronic, basically, device doesn't operate in femtoseconds.
So
1 quadrillionth of a second. Yeah. So this is a very mighty powerful laser.
Now my little pocket pointer laser, how far removed from what you're talking about is this pocket laser, would you say? Would you guess, if you don't know off the top of your head?
Not off the top of my head,
Which
but
would
I
be
would.
disappointing.
Well, I'd put it in these terms. You're using a pocket laser, which is using maybe at most 3 volts. This thing's using enough power to do half a city. So it's quite a lot of power. So very far removed.
So I'm just wondering, though, the cost of the energy and the cost of the whole apparatus.
Mm-hmm.
I understand no rain is exceptionally bad,
Mm-hmm.
but is it worth the cost?
Currently, they're trying to figure that out because at this point, it's not as effective as what they had hoped. See, what they're trying to do is they need to tune the laser into the proper pulses and frequencies to actually do the effect a lot better. Because what it's doing, it's basically stripping electrons off of air molecules.
Now, this is the kind of thing where you're not going to do like deformed rabbit.
No.
Because that.
You know what? I'm not quite sure if it would do any major damage, like Luke Skywalker.
Good Lord, I've turned into a laser monster.
I don't know if it would do anything like that. I don't think it's got that kind of power.
Okay.
I think it's more just the pulse and the amount of energy that does actually get transferred across.
So looking at making that more efficient.
Yes, it is exactly. More efficiency, more effect. In a lab setting, they were able to kind of get a wisp to form, which is really neat. Outside, they didn't actually get any visible sort of thing until they used a high-powered radar apparatus called LiDAR, which, it was kind of weird. Anyway, the whole point was...
it's like gaydar, but for lies. That's so tired.
Oh, God.
Anyway, sorry.
Like that.
So, do continue.
The whole point is, though, they were able to tell that they did change the density of that area of sky. It was in direct correlation to them.
Cool.
So it was very interesting.
Cool.
So that wraps
Lasers
that
are
one up.
awesome, yeah.
They are. Lasers are getting very widely used for different things now, and it's getting really interesting to what people are using it for.
Cool.
The next one I was going to talk about was the making of a synthetic brain. That's right. People, or scientists and computer engineers and all sorts of other groups have been trying to do this for years. A good example of this is Deep Blue, the chess-playing robot, or a computer from IBM. It's basically supposed to be their attempt at an AI, simple AI, that just plays a game. That costs millions of dollars to build and run.
Okay.
One gentleman has figured out that, or found a different way. You can find his name in the articles. I can't remember for the life of me what his name was.
It's in the show notes.
It
Check
is in the show notes. Very interesting article. He's basically going to take smartphone processors. So, So the processor, the little ARM processor, ARM, and BBC microprocessors found inside phones, he's basically going to take a whole bunch of them, because they're cheap on power, cheap in general, and he's going to take a whole bunch of them and use them as neurons, essentially, in place of neurons. It's very interesting. Check out the show notes. It's kind of dense for me, I will admit that. It's very interesting, though.
See, when you said synthetic brains, I thought we were making like cloning brains out of like
Oh no, we haven't got
gelatin,
that yet.
which would be like really
That would be really cool. But I can't wait
not
for that.
at the same, because at the same time you're getting into the whole. Okay, we have fake brains. Do they have rights?
But we'll fall into that anyway as soon as we get AI, if it becomes strong. What do you think about it that way?
Anyway,
Yeah.
what's
So,
next?
The last thing, so you've got lasers to fire into the sky at your enemies and whatnot and create weather and weather domination.
and brains that can control them. All right,
Exactly.
so the next step to achieve Skynet is
A base of operations.
awesome.
This is quite honestly my most favorite thing I've ever found. It's nothing really sciencey, but since I was young, I've always wanted to have an underground super base. And
It does sound kind of cool.
yeah, well, this guy basically decided that he would design his mansion in Cheshire, in England, to be put underground.
Cheshire, not the cat.
Yeah. Actually, the area that's there is usually populated by, and I'm quoting the article, football stars and whatnot. So very,
upper scale.
very, very upper.
Okay.
So this gentleman has decided that he was going to design his house to go underground. It's going to cost 3.3 million American
Okay.
when it's finished. I couldn't give you a picture of it from the sky because it had a wonderful top view, but green screen will not agree with the amount of green on that image. So,
But we'll figure it out. We'll
yeah,
get it.
I
and,
will look in the show notes once again. There's a huge gallery. You can find it. This is my favorite part, though, this image that's up there right now. That's the master bedroom above that pool, and that's a water slide connected to the master bedroom directly to the
Okay,
pool.
but that's a CG rendering.
That one is, yes,
So
but
lame.
it is actually going to be done. That's the wonderful
Yeah,
thing.
Whatever.
It ain't just concept anymore.
Okay, fine.
It is actually getting built, and they have the whole concept down.
Cool.
The whole thing is basically, from what I can tell, rather round, underground. They've got a beautiful skylight that comes in, collects a lot of light.
Underground. Forget it. You know what? Roll with it. What's
Maybe it'll be
next?
friends with me.
Okay. Good lord.
That's right, I went with it. So, essentially, I've always wondered, how am I going to jam a house or something underground? What will it look like? This is going to be my next, this is the idea. I've always wanted to slide somewhere in my room,
Very cool.
go into a pool. So that's all I've got for Mad Science. So once again, we had lasers, brains, and a wonderful super base to run them from.
Awesome.
Sounds like home. And next up is the lull of the week.
This week in Law of the Week, we check out a new workout for women.
The White Women Workout.
This is from Funny or Die. The premise of the video is that the new workout is designed around a bunch of white women that get scared by black men who chase them down the street with extra various things such as the
White Woman Shuffle, I think.
the white woman shuffle and the handbag stealing. It's pretty funny. We'll show you a little clip of it here. It is, a racist video, but, with full intention of being a joke.
It is even put in there in
So-
the beginning of the video. So,
Yeah.
anyone who's sensitive, look away.
Most exercise programs let you know what's happening, let you know, and then you become acclimated. But guess what? The triple dub always throws you off because once you sign up, you don't know when the hell I'm going to come and scare the living shit out of you. What's up, white girl?
My girlfriends asked me how I got in such great shape, and I told them that I recommend having a black man scare the shit out of you.
The way I was able to create this exercise is I was able to study white women's activities, which are really, really stupid. Like being in the park by themselves, jogging when they're not supposed to be jogging, walking down the street by themselves, and just being plain scared of black people.
So that was just a little clip of what you could see in the whole video. I do recommend watching the whole thing. It's pretty funny.
It is hilarious, actually.
Yeah.
It's really good.
That wraps up the show this week. As per usual, if you want to get a hold of us, you can follow us on Twitter at almost_Friday, or you can send us an email at contact@almostfridayshow.com. Until next time, make sure you shine your shoes.